Hello, everyone. Welcome back to First Listen Media. Today, our guests are the band Rare Occasions. What's up, guys?
What's up,
Hey, what's
Zach?
going on?
Thanks for having us.
What's
Thank you guys for being here. This is fucking insane.
We're glad to be here, man.
Let's get started. When did the band begin?
2012 officially. That's when we started calling ourselves the Rare Occasions. But really, like we were jamming, the three of us, before that. I think in 2011, even maybe 2010, and then
Even before that, Brian and I grew up together playing music. So in high school, we had a band in Rhode Island, and we sort of took that with us to college. That's where we met Jeremy, and we started the Rare Occasions in Boston.
Where did the band name come from, Rare Occasions?
we're not really sure. We like when we were coming up with what we wanted to call ourselves, we basically just like all put a bunch of things on a list and like scratched out one by one the ones that either were taken by other bands or that, you know, one of the guys didn't like, and Rare Occasions was just the last one remaining on that list.
How about say I thought it was like something to where this big blow up happened with you guys, because that was a rare occasion.
Yeah, actually we should come up with a more creative story like that, because
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could say something like, the experience of listening to our music or coming to a show is a rare occasion.
I think like over the last 10 years, honestly, over different interviews that we've done, you'll probably find a different answer every single time you watch a video to that answer, or an answer to that question. I mean, in different videos, we spend many hours in a cafeteria or school cafeterias figuring it out. So it would be cool if we had like an epic story behind it, but I think we'll just make one up every single time someone asks.
Hey, whatever works, right?
Yeah.
All right, my next question is, how do you describe your style of music?
In how many words?
Yeah, that's a good question, because we are like kind of all over the place musically, but I guess like generally speaking, we're a rock band, so maybe indie rock, but we do all sorts of weird stuff. Like we have orchestral music in our recordings, we have like kind of a prog element, and like all of us come from sort of jazz backgrounds, so yeah, we just have like a little bit of everything. But
there's garage rock, indie rock, surf rock.
Yeah, it all ends up in that umbrella genre, but
Yeah.
we take from every sort of piece of music that we've all listened to throughout the years.
That is an amazing answer. I love that, because when it comes to music, I'm all over the place. Like you mentioned jazz. I love jazz. It's like one of my favorite genres. And I can go from jazz to just straight up death metal in like 2 seconds. So I'm all over the place. I just love the diversity with that. And I love the diversity in how you make your music as well. I think that's amazing.
That's cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Speaking of music, the song Notions, how was your reaction to that when it got onto Spotify's top 90?
Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. I mean, we still don't believe it. Like,
It's still hard to believe. Yeah.
seeing our name up there with like Olivia Rodrigo and like these like major label pop acts, and it's like the Rare Occasions, like the garage band from down the street. Like what? It's mind blowing. I don't know.
The one that hit me, because like we all grew up in the 90s and 2000s. The one that was like a big holy shit to me was when we landed on a spot on some Spotify chart above Mr. Brightside, and I was like,
Yeah.
like that song will stand the test of time. And like for a little pipsqueak of a moment, it was getting listened to more. Notion was getting listened to more than Mr. Brightside. Like, it's crazy.
I know, it must be. Is like I said, it's still hard to believe. Just some garage band hits it like this, and it's amazing. It's a miracle.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool personally.
Thanks. Yeah, it's we're sort of like still processing like how we think of ourselves as a band during all of this. I mean, it's like almost a shock to the system, like winning the lottery or something. Like we couldn't have predicted all the attention, but at the same time, it's like what we've been working for 10 years. So it's like we're so grateful for it, and it's just a matter of like figuring out how our lives are going to fit into all of this.
Yeah.
Well, I looked up some old quotes. Sometimes 10 years of hard work can equal 1 year of 1 year in continuous of absolute success. And that's kind of what I've seen with this.
That's a great,
Yeah.
That fits the mold. Hopefully we have a year of success. But yeah, it's been 10 years basically.
Well, from what I've heard and seen so far, I do see a lot of potential, and I cannot wait to see where you guys go from here. I am personally very excited.
That's awesome.
Thank you, man.
My next question is about your 2016 tour. Do you have any funny moments and stories you want to share with that?
2016. That's when we released Future Proof EP. We've had a few tours since then, but that was a fun one because that was sort of our first real tour, right?
Yeah.
That was the first time we like rented a van and went on the road.
Did we camp on that tour? We've had a few tours where we didn't have a place to stay after the show, so we just had
I remember practicing pitching that big tent that we had at my house before we went on the road.
Right.
We practiced doing it at night because we were expecting having to pitch our tent at night.
And we did it.
I think we were in Pennsylvania, I think, on that tour when we camped.
Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Somewhere in the wood, like in the woods, we went to a campsite. Yeah.
It was like 2 a.m. after the show, and we hadn't have anywhere to go, so we just showed up at a campsite and pitched a tent, and it turned out we had pitched our tent on someone else's campsite, and and we just couldn't see because it was so dark. So we just got up and moved.
The next morning we realized like that we were on their property or whatever, and they kind of were leering at us, so we just like quickly packed up and left.
Yep.
I love hearing stories like this, like from bands who tour, because there was one group I worked with. They said during one tour they hit 3 deer, and I'm like, how the hell? Yeah, I'm like, how the hell do you pull that off?
Were they a metal band? Because that's like the most metal.
Yeah, Edge of Paradise, hard rock / metal. Yep. They should know if you want to be more metal, get the deer head and put it under the hood of the.
Yeah.
Yes. Show up to the next city with the deer head on the front of the.
My next question is actually about the song Notions. What was the writing process behind it?
That whole EP, so the Future Proof EP that Notion was on, we were like all living in different cities because some of us had just graduated, and like so Luke and I graduated the year before, and Luke had already moved to LA to do film composing, and we all knew that we wanted to eventually be out there, but some of us were still in school. I think Jeremy was in New York for part of that time doing an internship, so it was very like none of us, like we probably through that EP we were only all in the same room for a few hours, like maybe 5 to 6 hours total, all in the same room. Everything else was done sort of like sending files over the internet. I think Notion specifically was recorded because Future Proof was recorded when we were all together in Boston. Notion, you were out here in LA, and I was like FaceTiming into the recording session.
Yes.
From Boston.
Yep.
So that was like,
we recorded a lot of it that way. So
yeah, that was the process for that. Just very like
very remote,
very internet.
And which worked well because once COVID hit and we were writing our newest album, Big Whoop, we couldn't see each other for a while. So we already knew how to work that way, sending files back and forth and writing songs remotely and recording each other. So
I was just about to say that because with COVID going on, a lot of bands have been trying to adjust to that process. You guys already got it down, so you're good.
yeah.
Let's see.
Would prefer to not write the next album during a pandemic, but
Yeah, that would be That would be pretty tight if the pandemic ended for our next album.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be pretty ideal.
It would be a rare occasion.
Yes.
Right.
Sorry, I'm all about puns once in a while. This is just one of those nights.
We're used to it. People love using that pun with
Well,
us. And
well, it fits a lot of situations, like the blow up,
Yeah.
for example. That was definitely a rare occasion, but an insane one at that.
Yes.
oh my gosh, yeah.
Let's see. Who would you guys love to collaborate with?
Ooh, good question.
Hmm.
Any thoughts? Any takers?
Collaborate with.
We're so like precious about our songwriting process. We've only had one producer throughout our whole time, so it's like that doesn't really cross our minds often.
Oh, I don't mean just recording. I mean like playing on stage with, touring with, anything.
Oh yeah.
What are some bands?
What's on my mind right now is this band Oberhofer, who I really looked up to. They were in LA this week playing a show, and I was like, I would love to work with Brad Oberhofer in some way, or tour with them or whatever, because they're like a huge influence.
We really like the band Good Kid.
Oh,
out of
yeah.
Toronto.
They're awesome.
Be cool to tour with them.
We played a show with them in LA, and hopefully one day we'll play a show with them again. They're super nice guys.
What about you, Jeremy?
I would love to play with Young the Giant. I think that would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Do you know that Luke's best friends with you?
No, it's not true.
It's not true. It's a joke that we have, an inside joke.
But yeah, I mean, there's like lots of bigger bands that would be cool to tour with. Like, we'd like to get like open for a huge band on
Yes. Yeah.
We have our sights set. Wallows just announced like a 2-month long tour, and we're getting the feelers out. We're trying to get on it because
We're having
we
our people call
fit
it.
really well musically, and we also like to tour, so I think it's a win-win. Yeah, that would be awesome. Even if like a portion of that tour would be incredible to be on, because Wallows is kind of cleaning up pretty well right now. It would be cool to share the stage with them.
Well, I mean, with how things have been going on right now, that might be a possibility. I can see it happening.
For sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be really cool.
I mean, if you guys made the top 90 on Spotify, there's nothing you guys can't complete or accomplish. I have full faith in you guys.
We'll see. We'll see if it sticks.
Yeah. We're just dying to get out there because like before COVID, like our tours were just booked by ourselves and our manager, and we were playing to like 20-30 people in a club in like
Omaha.
I was gonna say, yeah, like random play wherever we could play, that's where we would play. And now that shows are starting to happen again, I feel like our shows will be a lot different than the last time we were out there. So I'm excited to start playing again.
I hope people who are listening to the song online actually show up and come to the shows.
Yeah,
because I do feel like our live shows are better than the recordings.
Especially those old, like the further you go back into Rare Occasions recordings, like the more we feel like we could have done a better job producing them. So I feel like the live experience, and also the songs have sort of evolved like half-heartedly. We have these harmonies in them,
which are not in the recording.
It's not in the recording. Like the songs have just gotten better and better the more we play them in front of people. So yeah, you gotta come out see us live. The records don't do it justice.
I couldn't agree more. Well, you go first.
All of the progress that has been happened, there's nothing about it that I don't like. I'd love to see all of it, but it's presenting an opportunity to translate and convert people Sounds like Rare Occasions is a cult. But we want to like
I join.
we want to convert people from like people who just like a 30-second clip of this one song that they found out about on TikTok, and like making them know, making it aware that they know, you know, we have a lot of music. We're a band. We don't make we're not a meme band as much as I wish that we were. We have a lot of music, and we're musicians, and we love doing what we do. So we're just hoping that we can get people to listen to the rest of our music, come to shows. And I think that like a lot of the progress that we've seen over the last month or so, it's been ones and zeros for us. It's just been all over the internet, but there hasn't been this like tangible thing that we've been able to witness with our own two eyes, like interacting with people in person. So yeah, I'm really antsy to get out to shows to see how things have changed in that respect. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, if you guys ever come down to CT again, let me know and I will haul ass.
Heck
We
yeah.
absolutely will.
Like
Sorry,
last
where are
night,
you at again?
I'm in Connecticut.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Like last
Yeah.
night, I went to I saw a band I have worked with on my show. I'm actually wearing their shirt right now, and I dragged my friends to it, and now they're both diehard fans now. It's great.
Yes.
Like I have the biggest music mind in my entire friend group, so everyone's always coming to me for new music, and they know I do this now. So they're like, "Who are you working with this week? Who are you working with this week?" Like every time. So, and I always send them the music, and they always love it. So
Yes. Taste maker. Love it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's a really good feeling getting people into music that you love.
What venues should we play at in Connecticut?
there's a few venues, but I'm trying to think. Because there's big venues like the Xfinity Theater, then there's dive bars, which are actually a lot of fun. Because here there are decent crowds for dive bars. There are really decent crowds. Like the one I went to yesterday, almost I think 50 plus people showed up.
Okay.
We
And
played at the
then-
Space one time.
And then there's a place called Toad's Place, which has always been known for having great concerts.
Yeah.
I've been there before. My brother went to Quinnipiac, and yeah, he brought me to Toad's Place one time, and I wasn't 21 yet. It was pretty fun.
Toad's Place is great. I went there before I was 21 too, so I feel you on that one. Oh, good times. I just didn't drink though, because I didn't want to get kicked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough when you're a band that most of your listeners are underage, because a lot of bar venues or clubs just don't let you in. So like it's tough to
When we have shows, it's like it's really hard to get an all ages show when you're at a smaller level, like we have been for the past 10 years. So like, yeah, only like a third of our listeners could even come to the show because
we could only
they're
get
not old
club
enough.
shows.
Yeah, we could only get 21 plus shows.
Even when we were starting out in college and we were underage,
Yeah,
we would like
we get kicked out of our own
kicked
show.
out of our own show as soon as we're done playing. It's just really annoying.
You
So
serious?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, this venue in Boston like
Yes.
wouldn't let us into a venue. Well, like we actually didn't almost even get to play our own show. It's kind of a pain.
They
Wow.
didn't believe that we were a band. They're like, no, you're just some kids trying to get in to drink at the can tab. I
Wow.
don't think they're around anymore, so I can say it.
okay.
That's insanity.
Also, we played at the Hard Rock in Boston too, and we played, and then at the time, our fourth member, who's no longer in the band, but he was 20,
He was underage.
so he had to leave as soon as we finished playing, which is just like not the vibe.
it's
but-
annoying.
Oh, you guys don't gotta worry about that no more.
Yeah, hopefully we can get some all ages shows.
Yeah.
Or at least sneak some people in.
Good thing is I don't need to sneak in since I'm 23. I'm good.
There you go.
Nice.
Nice.
23.
All right, my next question is, what is the best piece of advice you could give your listeners and fellow musicians?
Oh man, listeners,
Best advice we give our listeners is to come to our shows.
I'll follow it.
All right.
I would like our listeners to know it's all gonna be okay. That's what our music is about. It's like you might be going through a tough time, but it's gonna be okay. You're gonna come out the other side a stronger person.
Yeah.
And
Also, drink a lot of water.
yes,
It changes everything.
now.
Yeah. Oh, and don't drink coffee. You don't need to drink coffee. It's not good for you.
You got there.
What advice would I give to other musicians is just keep putting music out, because you never know when something just randomly from 5 years ago pops off on TikTok. So
Yeah.
just like, we didn't know that we were doing something good at the time, but just the fact that we just like we never stopped, we just constantly released music. And we were able to do that just by doing most of it ourselves. It kept the cost down, and you just keep making music, just keep putting it out there, and you never know what people will like and what they won't like. So you may as well just,
And be genuine. Don't try and hop on like a trend, or just like get behind like some hype that's going on, because you just have to do what is true to yourself as an artist. And
Yeah.
people, that's always what people will fall in love with the most, when you're being genuine.
Yeah, people are smart. They sense things, they know things, and they can tell when you're doing it for a reason other than just doing it because you love it. Yeah, I mean, like Notion, a lot of people think that Notion was released in like 2019 or something like that, or like 2020. I don't think TikTok existed when Notion came out in 2016. So like we didn't have like viral, I mean, it's a digital age. YouTube and Facebook and Twitter existed. It's not like it came out in the dark ages, but like TikTok is on a different level in terms of becoming viral. And I think the song becoming viral is because we tried to achieve a unique sound that was true to us, and what we weren't trying to follow, like Luke said, like a trend or anything. It's just make what makes sense to you, and people will follow suit if it's true. So yeah.
That is the best thing I've heard in a long time, because that's why I love music. There are many bands I don't like listening to because they are just following a trend. And I want people who are original. Like I can give you 5 bands right now who are original and have their own style of music. Korn, Rare Occasions, Sunsinger, Edge of Paradise, Lincanthro. Like a lot of groups I work with, a lot of them do have their original styles, and they're not even following trends, which is what I love the most. Because seeing that originality and that soul go into music is what makes it beautiful.
that's awesome. Yeah,
Absolutely.
couldn't have said it better myself, man. That's so true.
Yep, I listen to a lot of music all the time, and I can tell when someone's bullshitting and when someone's actually putting their heart and soul into it.
It's pretty obvious.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if there'll be, because we've now had like a little bit of success, will there be like a bunch of copycat Rare Occasions, like bands trying to chart on TikTok too?
I would be honored if people were trying to copy that.
There was some like bargain bin Rare Occasions.
Yeah,
The internet has given you the crown. Let's see where it goes.
they'll be called the common occurrences.
Yeah, the common occurrences.
Yeah, no, done that yet.
That's great. All right. Well, I have 2 more questions for the night. Second to last one is, what is next for Rare Occasions?
What's next? We're working on some new music now, and we'll probably be out early 2022, hopefully. And we also just want to get on the road,
Yeah, we're just dying to get out there and
play some shows, meet the people that have been causing us to go viral.
who did this?
Who did this? We want to
You
meet
did
you.
this.
That's actually a genuinely good question, because how the hell did this even start? Like someone with a lot of influence had to hear it first and just spread it from there. But the question is whom?
I mean, it's a bunch of people, really. It's not any one person, but
Yeah.
to us, it's just been a number on a screen.
Yeah, we feel very like disassociated from it. So we're just really excited to interact with the physical world, playing shows, meeting the people behind the screens, and being a rock band, because that's what
That's our goal.
that's what we want to do.
Our aspiration is to be a rock band.
We want to be a rock band. So we've been doing it for so long, but it's still our goal.
It's still our
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah, I love to just like say hi to people in person. It's nice commenting and thanking people for their support, but yeah, it's a little bit more gratifying and real to do it in person and high five someone at the end of a conversation. So yeah,
Well, hopefully I can be one of those people.
itchy to the road.
Next time we're in Connecticut, we'll high five you.
Works for me. All right, my final question and my personal favorite is, do you have any questions for me?
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
No one ever expects it.
Yeah, I already asked you what like favorite venues.
We know a bit about your music taste. Do you buy records? Is there a record shop near you that you like?
Yes, actually, behind me, I have that brown cabinet. You can see part of it. It's full of vinyl records.
Oh, nice.
Sick.
That's
yeah.
cool.
I'm a huge collector of vinyl, and there are actually a lot of record shops that are in Connecticut, believe it or not.
Nice.
Nice.
Connecticut.
Anything at all?
Hmm?
Do you play any instruments?
I've been trying to get a guitar because I really do want to start, because I do my own I write my own lyrics, so I do want to actually make a band.
Yeah, you
man.
did. I didn't
Yes.
pick up a guitar till I was 21. When I was 21 is when I bought my first guitar. So I strummed a little bit before that, but yeah, like it's never too late. Like it's actually the perfect time when you're 23. Like start a band. Come on, we want to see you out there.
Yeah.
And like you're like getting your name out there too. Like once you say like, hey, I'm trying to join a band, then everyone's gonna be like, oh, that's the guy who does that YouTube channel
Yeah.
and interviews. That's like a great way to get your name out there organically. And then people will be like, oh yeah, that guy knows music. I trust him in whatever style of music he wants to start a band with. That's awesome.
I appreciate that.
What other bands would you love to interview on this show?
My main goal is to work with Currents someday, because they're the ones who got me started on this journey. That is like my number one band I would love to work with is Currents.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, their
Sick.
music got me out of a lot of depression, and I want to thank them personally, and I want to learn what went into the song that saved my life. That's my biggest goal with that.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's music is powerful.
And I bet they would love to hear that from you.
Yeah.
Like if you ever did meet them.
I'm hoping I can eventually. That's like one of my goals. Well, hey, who knows? It hasn't been a full year yet. I can pull it off. I just started this program after all.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm sure that'll pop up in ways just like how this thing is happening to us. Like you can push and try for the craziest things, and sometimes it doesn't happen. And then in other ways, the things that you least expect come your way in no time. So yeah, I would love to see you interviewing that band. That would be pretty cool that you finally got to have that moment.
But when that happens, I'm gonna probably faint. I'm not gonna lie, or I'm gonna cry. I mean, honestly, the events led to a week-long insomnia trip of suicidal attempts and massive insomnia, and a bunch of other crap. So that the fact that a song got me out of it, still a lot to think about.
Absolutely.
That's
Music is very healing. But I hope you still have to seek out the resources you need. Music isn't always the number one answer, but that's.
Well, I'm good now. Like I'm totally good now.
Okay, that's good.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm 100% fine now. It's great.
That's awesome.
That's
man.
awesome.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap things up here because, well, we're good.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
dude. Thanks for
Dude, thank you
having
guys so much for being here. This has been amazing. You all have a wonderful evening.
You too.
You as well.